I'm not a lawyer, but last week, this woman was found guilty of voluntary manslaughter, and this is a case you need to hear about. Okay, so a little background before we get into it. This woman's name is Quaneesha Johnson. She's a mother of 3 and lives near Atlanta, Georgia. In September of 2022, she agreed to let the father of her youngest child, who was a newborn at the time, live with her. His name is DeMonte Smith. According to Quaneesha, she lets him stay with her because he had recently gotten out of jail and needed somewhere to stay. Plus, it meant that he could spend time with her baby. Okay, so fast forward to November 26, 2022. It's around 11 p.m. and Quaneesha gets invited to go hang out with some of her friends. Quaneesha leaves her sleeping children with DeMonte and gets dressed to hang out. Around 4 a.m., Quaneesha calls DeMonte and tells him that her and her friends are at the second spot that they've gone to that night. Her friends had just gotten into an altercation. She wasn't in the altercation. She's all good. And then she shares her location with him. A couple hours later, it's about 6 or 7 o'clock. Quaneesha and her friends are now at the third spot for the night. At some point while at that place, Quaneesha's phone dies. When she realizes it's dead, she goes into the car to charge it, and that's when she sees a bunch of missed calls and texts from her aunties and from DeMonte. She calls her aunts back, and at this point, it's about 9 a.m. on the 27th. While she's reviewing those messages, one of her aunts calls. During the conversation with her 2 aunts, they 3-way in DeMonte.
Where the F you been at? You tripping, you think I'm a lame. I told him, I said, you know where I've been at, you get my location. He then says, when you get here, I'm gonna beat your A. And hangs up.
It's important to note 2 things right here. Number 1 is Quaneesha had a day job, but she also worked at a bar at night. The other thing to note is, according to Quaneesha, 2 weeks prior to this incident, which was on November 13th, she had come home late from work.
When I came in the house, he was coming down the steps and he then slammed me on my face.
Now, Quaneesha admits she didn't call the police, and instead, she sends a text message to DeMonte's mother.
DeMonte just slammed me to the ground on my face. I'm trying not to take this too far annoying situation. Can you please call and have him take a walk and give me some space right now, please?
Yes, if you're wondering, or you're a fan of Real Housewives of Atlanta, that is Michael Sterling, who is the ex-husband of Eva Pigford. He's one of the attorneys that represents Quaneesha in this case. Okay, so back to the morning of November 27th. After DeMonte hangs up the phone, Quaneesha calls the police.
I let them know that I'm en route to my home, that I just received a verbal and the text. At the time I see the text message of him texting me that he was going to beat my ASS on crib. I did let them know I'm receiving verbal and text messages stating that I'm going to get beaten when I get home by my boyfriend. Well, I told him at the time my boyfriend, and that I was scared to go home and I needed authorities to help me.
Come back for part 2 because I promise I'm getting to what happens that morning and why you need to know about this case.